Recently, I sent out a survey for coaches who are interested in growing their practices, and because I want to get their opinions on what they consider to be the most valuable content for a digital course that I'm creating for coaches that are building their practices. The number one response, the most frequently identified challenge to coaches that are at varying levels, just starting or have already established themselves to a degree, but still that identify the number one challenge is finding clients. And that may come as no surprise to you. But the question is, where the hell are all my prospects? Where are all my clients? Now, the short answer to that question is this, and this should be very encouraging, even if at first it's a little confusing. The answer is they're in your face. They're in your world. They're already around. So they're already, your prospects and your clients are already in your world, which means you got to get rid of any of that thinking that's like, I guess I need to go to coaching schools, or I need to run, maybe I have to like optimize my website because they'll come from the internet. And no, it's like, you know what? Okay, there is truth to those things, but man, that is all those kinds of things, like getting cards and having, webinars and optimizing your online presence. I do that stuff, but I do that now that I don't need any more clients, right? And there's the paradox. It's like when you're starting and you need clients, or which is never really true, but you know what I mean. Those are the last things that you want to be investing in. You want to acknowledge, first of all, that your clients are already existing in your world. And the two ways that you're going to discover them then is A, slowing down, and B, is listening on a different level. Now, both of those are videos that I've recently recorded. All right, so please go find them. I think it's entitled Slowing Down to Speed It Up, and it means slowing down in order to speed up the building of your practice. And then the other one is entitled something like, it's here, this is what it is. It's here are the questions your prospects don't know how to ask. Here are the questions that your prospects don't even know. So what that's about is listening differently, because people don't know how to say unambiguously clearly that they are looking for coaching. Some do, and that's a growing number, but most people are still at the point where that's not real clear on how to say, hey, I could really use your coaching. Can we talk about, what is your program? Some people do, but most don't even know how to say that, especially when they're first hearing from you about what it is that you do, what your career, what your vocation is. Hey, what do you do? I'm a personal coach, or I'm a transformational coach, or I'm a success coach. Oh, okay. Oh, cool. Now, sometimes when they go, wow, I could use that, you got to hear that. You got to slow down. Right, and you got to respond. So slowing down is absolutely in every single conversation that you have with anyone, every single person whose path you cross is a prospective client. I mean, the polls show, the surveys that Gallup does for the last 3 decades, they've been assessing Americans on job satisfaction. And for the last 30 years, the results have been totally consistent. 84% of Americans report disliking their jobs. You know what that means? Succinctly, they're coaching prospects. They need some help coaching and upgrading the way that they're using their lives. There's no question. How else do you interpret that data? They're settling, right? They believe shit that ain't true. They believe that they need to be settling. They don't believe that they can have their lives on their terms. That's the vast majority of working Americans. Our coaching prospects, right? So that's useful data. So slowing down and listening on a really, really deep level is going to help you tremendously. Like even slowing down the way that you check your emails, slowing down the way that you respond to a LinkedIn request. Google these people's names. When somebody sends you an invitation to connect, especially on something like LinkedIn, which is the wealthy, version of all social media outlets, platforms, slow down and Google study their profile. Study it, and with the inquiry in mind, is this someone that I can serve? Okay, so go check out those other 2 videos, and keep in mind, it doesn't need to be this arduous task of finding. They're all over the place. You just need to develop some mastery in how you are witnessing who's already around, how you're seeing them, how you're listening, how you're inquiring, who you're staying open to. Don't worry about whether or not you think they can afford it. We're going to do a whole series of videos on the whole affordability thing and your assumptions on what other people are and aren't capable of. Just think about who could use, everybody that I cross paths with today, or that I hear of, or that I see online, or is potentially a prospect, someone that could use the gift that I bring. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon.